Today I'm going to share with you some of my postpartum belly tips and tricks you don't want to miss. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Linda with bodiesafterbabies.com. I help mummies all over the world fit back into their jeans, get their sexy back, and find a life of happy. If you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. It's free, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of my upcoming videos because there's going to be a lot of them. Let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is do specific exercises for your postpartum belly. I know the first thing we think of is to do crunches or sit-ups, but that's actually a no-no for your belly. I do have a couple of exercise videos that specifically addresses this issue, and I will link it in the description below and also link it at the end of this video. My next tip is to use a smaller plate. We're all used to using a plate like this, but you have a lot of room for a lot of food, and it's easy to go over what you're supposed to eat. So my trick for you is to actually do it on a smaller plate. This way you're less likely to overeat, and you'll start to see those inches going away and hopefully those pounds going off. You could also use MyFitnessPal and track for 3-4 days to see what you're actually eating, and you most likely will be super surprised. We usually underestimate how much we eat or overestimate how much we eat. The next tip is to drink 3 of these bad boys a day. I like to fill up my water bottle at nighttime because this bottle actually keeps things cold. So then as soon as I wake up in the morning, it's beside my bed, I remember to drink my water, and then I fill it up at noon and then fill it up at dinner. So really, really easy to get it all in. Another tip is if you don't drink a lot of water the first few days, you drink a lot more water, that you're gonna have to run to the bathroom a lot. That's normal. Just think of a dry sponge, and the more water you put on at first, it is actually gonna fall right off and then it'll soak in, right? So same kind of thing. The next is to check your posture up against the wall. When you have that slouch, that postpartum belly is gonna look a lot worse. It's gonna jut out. If it does jut out already, it's going to jut out more. So just up against the wall, and you can see right away just how bad your slouch is, and then you can keep in mind throughout the day where you're supposed to be at. Next is make sure you're going to the bathroom regularly, and I mean number 2. I can't tell you how many times women tell me that they can't lose weight, but then I ask them, have they had a bowel movement lately? And they say, no, not in 4 days. Well, you can't lose any weight and if you haven't had any bowel movements either. So that is really super important. That also all combines with being bloated, not being able to go to the bathroom, etc., etc. A lot of people will automatically increase the fiber, but sometimes the fiber will actually make it worse. So one of the tricks that I use is I use carbonated water, and I find that really helps. You just use it and that helps you go. So you can get any kind, just make sure that when you do get the carbonated water, it doesn't have sugar in it, because some of them do and some of them don't, especially those flavored ones. You can also use a magnesium supplement, and you do that at nighttime, but you've got to make sure you up your water, and sometimes that'll just do the trick. Next tip is to use a postpartum belly binder. I used one right after I had my baby, and I really liked it because it kept everything tucked in. Now, it doesn't address the weak abdominals, but it does give you that tight squeeze kind of thing, and I really liked that. And it does force you a little bit, because mine was pretty high. It forced me to sit up so that I wasn't slouching, and it did tighten the belly a little bit. I found that I had to use it every single day, but I really liked it, and I know a lot of women out there do too. Next is to take care of those stretch marks and the loose skin. I've been using a tummy serum lately, which I am really liking. I will put the before and after right here. That was just from 4 weeks of using it. And I really like the process of just even putting it on and taking care of myself. So I found that that helped with texture, and it also helped with just hydrating my skin, which I really didn't like the feel of cream, so it grossed me out, so I didn't do it a whole lot, and I had dry skin. So this is helping a lot. and it, like I said, the texture feels a lot better. You can also use dry brushing that stimulates the blood flow and is really, really healing for your stomach and for your body. But if you use that around your stomach and you also use in combo with the dry brushing, you can also use an exfoliator, and then that just gets rid of that top layer of skin and it feels a lot better. I will be doing future videos addressing loose skin, so don't worry, I have your back. And the next postpartum belly tip and trick is to actually watch your nighttime snacking. What I do is I drink tea at night. If I'm craving something sweet, I will do a flavored tea, like a berry tea. And I find that really comforting. It's hot and it tastes kind of sweet. I don't put anything in it. I just drink it like that. And it helps me curb my cravings. If you are a salty girl and you find that you're craving chips and that kind of thing at night, then I have a recipe for cucumber chips. I will put it up here. And it's a really simple recipe and it gives you a little bit of that crunch, but it's next to nothing in calories because it is made out of cucumber. And another tip is to get your Z's. Get your butt to bed before 10:30, and then that way you're not gonna have that second wind. I know some mummies, they have really, really little ones, so it is hard, but if you can prep yourself, you'll not only help yourself mentally, but you are gonna help that belly fat. You can't lose weight if you're super tired, and you can't lose weight if you're waking up from being super tired and binging on chips and cookies. It doesn't work. And my final tip is to take care of your insides. We talked kind of, sort of, a little bit about it, but if you are bloating and you're having some weird digestion issues, then you probably want to get that checked out, whether you go to a naturopath. I usually go the naturopath route because it is more natural. You're not putting some things in it that you shouldn't be, but there is a time and place for doctors and a time and place for naturopaths. But you can even just get a simple probiotic, and that way that helps the healthy bacteria in your gut, and you'll find that your stomach will even go down. So it is all kinds of combinations with your postpartum belly. If you have an ab separation, which is that diastasis recti, if you're having digestive issues, which you'll bloat and all those other things, your hormones are wacky for the first, for me it was 9-10 months, they were just totally whacked. And if you think of it, it makes sense, right? Like your hormone levels are gradually changing as you're going through pregnancy for those 10 months, 10 and a half months for me. But when you have the baby, all of a sudden your hormones go and they just change, right? So be gentle yourself that way. And also that brings me to no bashing. And one of these tricks that I use is if somebody is actually looking at their stomach every single day and bashing it, like, it's so gross, I don't feel good, look at that, it's so flabby, like I hate myself, you're not gonna find anything that is going to help it. I should say that's not helping you and that's not serving you. So you might find that you're not seeing results or you're seeing very little results. But if you stop that one thing, it sounds super woo-woo, but it really is a thing and it works. If you like these tips and you're gonna implement them or you'd like to implement them, tell me below which one you're going to. If you also have questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. I answer all the questions that I can. Be sure to share this so you can help other mummies out there get rid of that postpartum belly. I know how frustrating it is. And be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Click that notification bell. And be sure to click the thumbs up button if you want to get rid of that postpartum belly. I know we all do. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.